Facebook Live how you get the stuff. In the closet here, there should be a bag. This bag contains the camera and it contains the iPad you need. Now there is another iPad in there, so if you just open the main pocket, you should find an old iPad with an old cover, and you should find the camera. And those are the only two things out of this bag that you'll need. And now I'll head over to the sound booth and show you how to do it. So from the bag with the camera, you want to make sure that the lens cap is open. To power it on, the on-off button is here, and you can power it on before you get it up. And these are the ports you're going to plug in the mic, and you're going to plug in the HDMI, and on the other side is where you're going to plug in the power. Go, you ready? So to hook it up to the tripod, if you just, oh, actually the power won't work till it's turned on, till it's plugged in. It should slide in and punch down, and that little lock lever should flip over, okay? Now to plug it in, we have a little headphone cable that goes in the farthest forward one for the mic. We have a mini HDMI which goes in the HDMI. And then on the other side of the camera, we have the power cord which goes right under there, and the hand strap might hide it. Once the power cord's plugged in, you can turn it on. And when it turns on, you'll see the screen. Okay. And if you don't worry about the no memory card. And then to zoom in, you have to use the top button. To the right goes towards, to the back, or to the left goes away. And then it is on a nice smooth tripod now. To focus, if you touch the screen on what you want to focus on, it'll focus on that. So it's having a hard time picking something on stage, you can hit that. And then point it at stage, and you should be good to go. Now for the rest of it, we have a monitor. So monitor power switch is right here, so make sure it's lit up. And then you'll need to turn on the webcaster, and the power button is on the side. So hold that in. When the green light flashes, it should be on. Sometimes you have to hold it in for a little while until the green light stays on. Then you need your iPad. The iPad will hopefully be off, so you'll have to turn it back on, and then it might take a little while to boot up. So at the very end of each item, at each day, try to turn off the iPad just so it's not dead for the person behind him. Yeah, we're trying to. If you could pull back down the house, that'd be great. Okay, so on here, slide down, lock it, go to Safari, and whatever screen comes up, don't worry about it. It's probably going to say error. That's fine. You can close out that screen. You always want to open up a new screen by hitting the plus and then go to Facebook for Devices. It's the only bookmark. Once you're on Facebook for Devices, it tells you to enter a code. That code is what links us up to the website. So we need to enter that code here. It's different every time. Make sure it's all caps. So YTQ. And once we do that, you hit continue. You have to hit the continue button here. And then once it's all successful, we should be able to go up here, and now you'll see a start button. So at that point you can start streaming, and it'll stream automatically to the Facebook website.
But it's the Living Hope website.
Right, Living Hope.
Yeah.
In order to get the correct thing, and this is probably the most important, the destination is wrong. So if you right click, or I'm sorry, if you click on Preferences and Publishing Destination, it should give you Living Hope EPC for the page. You have to post to the page. So again, reiterate that. You have to post to the page, not the timeline, or people won't be able to see it. So click on Page, and if you right click, it takes you back to the main screen, and then up here, you should see that it says Living Hope EPC page. We need that page thing to be there.
You also need to change the description. Okay, go ahead.
The description is changed by going to Preferences also, and then in the video title, you can type in the new title. This is the title. It carries over the title from the previous day. So this is what I was doing yesterday. So you'll want to change that by just using the keyboard. And then also in the video description, you want to do the same thing. So we're going to, again, troubleshoot this morning. So we're going to leave that the same for right now. Okay. Then at that point, right click, takes you back to the main screen. And then to start the streaming, all you have to do is hit the start button and it will start the stream. So we're gonna go ahead and start it now so we can set up in Cafe 2 and get things going there. So I'm gonna hit the start button. Sometimes you have to double hit it. There we go. And now you can see that it says stop. So right now it is streaming, and on the front of the webcaster, it says that it is streaming and it gives you the time. So that's good for right now. Okay. In Cafe 2, to set it up for the live stream right now, you need the TV remote, which looks like that. Power on the TV. You need the Apple TV remote, which looks like this. So power on the Apple TV. If it's not on already, just hit one of the buttons and it should come on, and you should see the little white light if it's out in front. Hopefully, once the TV warms up, we will get to the menu page. So it should automatically sense HDMI 2. And now we are on the watch now. We need to go, I'm gonna hit the menu, whoops, no, I'm gonna hit the menu button so you can scroll down. You need Facebook Watch, so select Facebook Watch and hit enter. And then sometimes Living Hope EPC will come up right away, sometimes it won't. Let me see if I can go back to show you what happens. What I always do is once I'm on the Facebook Watch start page, I'll go to search. I type in Living Hope, and when I do that, it comes up, and we will simply be the blue Living Hope that's on the edge. So when you select that, let me see how I can get down to,
Go up and
yeah. There we go. Now, whoops, that's too far over. I'm bad with this. So select Living Hope. You should see recently added if you've already started to stream in the sanctuary. So that live one right there is what's live right now because we're doing the sound check. So if you click on that, then it should be running from then on. You'll notice that there is no sound. That is because the sound is now run through this Bose system. So on the Bose system, you have to make sure it's powered on. So the on button is back here on the left side if we face the system. When you turn it on, the little power button should come on. And let me turn the volume down a little bit. Just to double check, that is where the sound comes in. They should be pointed at the number 2 or so on the little round dials. Now, aside from that, the volume will now be controlled with the TV remote. So if you turn up the TV remote, the Bose gets louder. Whoops, helps if I actually press the right button. The Bose will get louder or quieter. And you can see the volume changing on the screen goes along with the volume of the Bose. So stand back someplace in the cafe, and my wife just went off the screen, so there we go. So you can adjust it probably about in the mid-20s would probably be good, but we'll have to play with that and see. Okay. If you listen to it and something needs adjusting with the mix, the sound person has to do that. So you can make those adjustments. If you hear it getting warbly or distorted or something like that, talk to them and they will have to handle that. So that should be all. Thank you. Now, right now we are recording, this is the practice. Obviously we're streaming it to get practice. Sometimes if for some reason you have to restart the live stream, you always must come back in here and go back to the menu with the Apple TV. And what'll happen is in the menu, you'll scroll over, like this is one I recorded yesterday. So if for some reason the live stream gets disconnected, come back here, go to menu, and find the newest Living Hope that should be highlighted in the live. That's the other really important thing. Okay. So after the service, you'll need to come in here. We already stopped it, but this start button will be a stop. So press stop for ending. Then you need to power off two things. You need to power off the iPad so that hopefully it's nice and charged. So just hold in the button at the top and then slide to power off. That way next week it's not going to be dead. Right now it's just plugged in because the battery was nearing deadness. The Epiphan webcaster needs to be powered off. So on the power button, you have to hold it in for a certain, also on the screen, hit unpair first. That's going to take it off our Facebook account, so nothing can get posted unless they have the iPad to pair it. And then also on the Epiphan, hold in the power button at the side, and you have to hold it in for a good 5 or 10 seconds. Wait for the green light to go out, and it should be shut off then. So we will just wait so you can see how long it is, and then that should be shut off. For the camera, it'll be just the same thing in reverse. To get the camera unplug, again, the power, the HDMI, and the video or the audio, those will just be taped up here so they can stay on the tripod. Power off the camera with the button up here. And then to remove it from, I'm gonna leave it up today because of the service tomorrow. To remove it from the tripod, you simply flip that handle over and it should pop up and then you can take it out. Okay? And the camera and the iPad will go back. We'll go back in the central pocket of the bag, and the bag will go back in the closet where you found it. And say hi to the little kid. So that should all be good, and thank you.